I've been reading the book either on Libby or I loaned the book from my library, but it's not the cover that actually, let me go get it. I am not the biggest fan of this cover. I really wanted the pink cover, and one impulsive night I just bought it on Barnes. Honestly, I had a gift card anyways, so because usually I buy books that I already read, because the times where I did buy books that I haven't read yet, I hated them, so I just stopped buying books. And also it's just to save money. In my opinion anyways, it's a better investment to buy books that you would reread. I think I'm 3 chapters in. She's so pretty, look at her, she's so cute. It's black and pink too. I like color coding my everything really. If I don't like it, then I'll just donate it or sell it. It's really not a big deal. I actually started listening on Libby instead and kind of rereading, just because school has been stressful lately because I just finished midterms and now we're gonna go into finals. So I've been kind of listening more than sitting down and reading, unfortunately. I don't have that much thoughts so far, other than I love the writing so far. I think they're essentially called gray characters because they don't really have a positive motive, but honestly those are the best characters, because sometimes I think as humans we don't really have the best motives either way. Like, hard to like hit the nail on certain characters that have bad tendencies. Like we're following Grace. We still don't really know why she wants to kill her family. We kind of just get little sprinkles here and there. It's also British, it's English, like British, like it's set in the UK, because there is some slang and some Cajun environment. It's because I've never really been to, I mean I've been to London, but not like in a sense that I know where these are taking place. That's kind of like where I'm at right now. I'm very excited to continue because I have the physical copy so I can have some aesthetic b-roll, but yeah. As like a non-spoiler or spoiler, because I really want to talk about like pretty much everything already. We follow Grace. In the first chapter we literally see her killing her family members, but right now we don't know why, and this is not a spoiler since literally the title and the synopsis says that she's hunting down her family members. I really like the writing so far. I think it's been a while since I've read thriller books, because I feel like I had a phase a couple years ago of just reading thriller books. The writing kind of gets consistent if you read a lot back to back. It's good writing and it's very descriptive. It also is very humorous and almost kind of corny, if that makes sense. Or at least the books I've read. I think good writing can be cringy, but in a way that's like very like on the nose, if that makes sense. I don't know, I'm really bad at explaining like what I mean, but I just wanted to say it's a really good tone and voice. I really like Grace. I feel like I can feel a lot of female rage from her, and I love female rage books. Right now I'm reading up to her next kill and she's very prepared. Right now we don't know why she's out to get these family members, but she's tracking them, and this next guy or victim's very interesting. I think you can tell in the first couple of chapters that she's very much a great character. She was traveling to track her first kills. A little commentary and insight into what she thinks about capitalism and classism, because the family is very much rich, which is expected usually in these thriller books where people go after rich families that have a really bad agenda. I was also really surprised. Let me try to find the page. When she was doing her first kill, she actually mentioned anxiety. Yeah, in page 32, she was driving to track these people down and she says, "I'm going too fast and I can feel the lump in my throat taking up its usual place, threatening to overwhelm me." But we're following 2 timelines, her in the past doing these murders and present time where she's actually in jail. Murders are in the past, so I have a feeling something went wrong. And I also, actually from what I remember now, the present prison chapter, she also mentions anxiety and how she does nostril breathing to calm her down, which I feel like adding those little things helps it being realistic, so I really like that. And it does make sense since very inhumane things like killings like gives you these adrenaline and like mixed feelings, so your body's like, what the frick are you doing? After she tracked this person down for a while who is very like loosely connected to the main family that she's pretty much seeking revenge for, and I started to feel bad because he seems pretty innocent to me. But if you really dissect the writing, some of the commentary, I can see why Grace is very much upset. I started like feeling pity for him, like this poor guy's definitely gonna die. But I think you can also see the dual aspects of Grace where she started to feel a little pity and a little sad. I feel like I'm not giving enough context. Like, I feel like if you read the book, you would know what I'm talking about. But every single time I drink tea, I feel like a grandma because it's been so cold. I had like my robe and I made my tea this morning. It's funny because I don't really crave tea. Last week it was like 90 degrees or something insane, and so I bought ice cream because it was so hot, and then the next day it started raining and I was like, you know what, like sounds really good right now is tea. But I hate like the taste of herbs. Like I think I got chamomile tea, started putting honey on it and milk on it, even though like I didn't want to get used to putting honey on it because I don't want it to be overly sweetened, and then I would like always have to sweeten my tea because I'm so used to it. Now I'm actually like, I prefer tea without that much milk, which is very interesting. Like it doesn't look cold because it's like really sunny, but I swear to you it's like 60 degrees. Honestly, the third death might be my favorite just because we get some commentary on the traditional white men, rich, like husband, cheating affairs, husbands, all that stuff. It's done a lot in thrillers, but I think just how the writing was just so vivid and cinematic that I can actually visualize how she did it, and I think it was probably the most well done scene. I wish I got my reaction to it. I was like low-key cheering her on, and just like the way she did it was so really like cinematic. I don't know if I mentioned it at the beginning of the video. There was like some whispers and rumors that there might be I don't know if it's a series or a movie coming out based on this book, and Anya Taylor-Joy will be playing Grace. I can really see her doing well because I loved her in Thoroughbreds. I feel like no one has seen that movie. Every single time I talk about it, nobody, I think maybe because it was like such a small, like, I don't know if it's like an indie film, but it doesn't seem like it has the biggest budget. And also Olivia Cooke was in it. I love those two so much. I also love Olivia in House of Dragon. I never watched Game of Thrones, but I actually got into House of Dragon, and that's something else. I actually did try reading the Game of Thrones book, but it was just not very progressive, which I kind of expected. But going back to the book, the middle section, they did kind of, it's a little slow just because we focus more in Grace's like specific friendship. I think I'm just gonna make this a mostly spoiler-ish, but if you're not planning on reading it, I think she is kind of in love with her best friend, but she doesn't really know it. And now that her best friend is with someone else that she really doesn't like, I thought she was gonna kill her. I thought she was gonna kill her, but we actually see her drunkenly fall off a railing, and Grace gets framed by this death, and that's why she's in prison. Kind of funny because out of all the debts she committed, it's the one that she didn't even plan or do. She just gets framed for, which is really unfortunate. And the worst part is, like, her friend doesn't even believe her, like, no one believes her, and she doesn't technically have anyone else. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. That was a very interesting change of pace. Hopefully I finish it today. Refill all my teas. Oh, and I'm finally done with finals, so I can like do whatever I want now. Okay, so firstly, this is the one I always drink in the morning. This is black tea. So this is the one I always drink at night, and this really helps me. I'm really restless at night. I like try everything to always have a good night's sleep. Right now I've been having like one cookie, like whenever, like I'll usually drink this like after dinner, but I've been looking into like vegan like biscuits to have with this, but I still have not been successful. And then my favorite tea that I'll usually have like in the middle of the day if I'm home is dark chocolate with like herbs, I believe, and it's non-caffeinated. It's prebiotic, so good with milk. And I got a sampler from the same brand, and since I'm free from finals, I can drink this throughout the day. So there's French toast, vanilla nuts, hazelnuts, and matcha chocolate, and I'm so excited. I think I'm gonna try one right now actually. And it's already setting. Okay, I finished the book and I have some thoughts. I think I decided like halfway through that I'm just gonna do a spoiler because I need to talk about the ending. A little bit of a hot take, but I actually love ambiguous or like even like sad endings just because, well, okay, I hate it like in the moment, but it makes me feel the most and evokes like the most emotions, and it'll leave me thinking about the book for a couple of days, even like weeks or months, if it's done well. I think it really depends on the book and how it is, but this last chapter, read about Henry, her half-brother, and he goes into like this monologue about Grace, and it's very like pitiful but also like encouraging. I don't know, it felt so out of left field because like at least like for me, we were so focused in Grace's character and development and everything that when the final chapter came in and I read it, I was like yeah, we were so focused on Grace's story that we miss like the quote-unquote real villain. The thing I wanted to talk about was the reveal that Grace is after her family because she is really mad at her biological dad who had an affair with her biological mother, and her biological dad had no consequences even though he wasn't supposed to sleep with her. Even like his family, like it, oh my god, it was like this whole thing. So that led to Grace wanting to go after her dad's biological family. Well, one, to get like revenge and some justice for her mother, and two, she was going after the inheritance money. But she didn't end up getting it because she went and got framed for a murder she didn't commit, the thing I mentioned I think in the last clip, and that really ruined her plans. This was technically released, but then it's also revealed that Harry gave evidence to Kelly, an investigator, of Grace's actual crimes, and we don't know as the audience if she ever got caught, but it is evidence, so I would guess that she eventually did. So our protagonist essentially lost to another rich white man. So back to what I said before about ambiguous ending, we really don't know what happened. The last chapter was literally Harry's monologue explaining all of this. I hate how, like, thinking about it after, it might be the most, not real, like the most realistic, but it does seem realistic. Back to what I said about sad and somewhat realistic endings, I hate how this might be the most realistic because it kind of goes into the book's message and commentary on how, like, no matter what you do, what kind of justice you're trying to do, a rich white man is always going to win, unfortunately. I'm leaning towards no. I really don't like the ending. I just hate seeing women lose to pathetic rich white men. I fear that's insanely realistic, that it's so devastating and sad that this is the reality. I don't know how to feel. I feel like the only explanation I can think of would be, one, rereading the book to appreciate the twist or like ending. Two is maybe she's writing a sequel. I think maybe it might be the latter. Actually, let me look it up. Okay, no, there's not. Okay, so I really don't know then. Is it really the third option of like realistic endings that annoying men just win? Oh my god, I really don't like that ending. I mean, oh my god, I hate this. Once I finished the book, my first instincts was I absolutely hate this ending. Like, I annotated the most on the last chapter just because I was fuming. So the book's message really is prominent. The cycle even lives onto the readers. We will continually get screwed by powerful men who can just really get away from anything, really. So we can't even get like a feminine win in this book, which is really sad. I still want to rate this book 4 out of 5 stars just because I love the commentary on privilege, family dynamics, and social class. Recommend it if you haven't read it already. If you really enjoy dark humor, great characters, and a little bit of female rage. It didn't have as much as I wanted to. I still loved her inner monologues and stuff like that, but oh my god, it's just, I'm pretty sure this ending is gonna be stuck in my head. So I think I did kind of get what I want of having a sad ending. Those are the type of endings that will really keep you hooked on the book, even though you finish reading it, which is kind of insane. I'm interested of your guys' thoughts if you've read it as well. I'm really curious if you liked the last chapter or not. I'm definitely going to be reading more of her books just because I loved her writing. If you have finished the book, let me know.